Hey horror fans, welcome back to Binge-Wise. February 2026 is about to become the scariest month of the year, and trust me, you're not ready for what's coming. We've got sequels that'll make you scream, original nightmares that'll haunt your dreams, and some truly twisted stories that push horror to the edge. So, before we dive into the darkness, hit that subscribe button and smash that like if you love horror as much as we do. Now, let's count down the 10 most awaited horror movies dropping this February. Lights off, volume up, let's go. Starting off at number 10, we have Psycho Killer. That title is a bold throwback to classic slasher territory, and I'm here for it. What caught my attention is how it's embracing that old-school slasher vibe in an era where horror is getting increasingly elevated. Sometimes we just need a straightforward, intense, killer-on-the-loose movie that doesn't apologize for what it is. The beauty of a good slasher is in the execution. Who's the killer? What's their motivation? How creative will the kills be? These questions keep genre fans coming back. My instinct says this could be a fun, intense ride for slasher fans. It might not reinvent the wheel, but sometimes you just need a really scary wheel. Will it become a cult favorite? Time will tell. Speaking of things that haunt you, at number 9, we have Diabolic. The title alone suggests something demonic, something evil crawling out of darkness. This one has been shrouded in secrecy, which makes it even more intriguing. When horror filmmakers keep things under wraps, they're usually protecting something genuinely scary. Is this supernatural horror, demonic possession, religious terror? The word diabolic suggests something ancient and evil, something waiting in the shadows. What I love about demon-focused horror is the sheer terror it can invoke. There's something primal about evil that has intelligence, that chooses its victims. My gut tells me this film understands that principle and is going to deliver something genuinely unsettling. February's going to get dark with this one. From the diabolic to the deadly. Intrigued! Number 8 brings us Mimics, and this title sends my imagination into overdrive. What's mimicking what? Creatures that copy humans? A shapeshifter? The concept of mimicry in horror is absolutely terrifying when done right. There's something deeply unsettling about not knowing if what you're looking at is real or something wearing a familiar face. Think about the paranoia it creates. You can't trust your eyes, you question every interaction. That psychological horror is what makes mimicry so effective. What I'm excited about is the potential for both creature feature scares and psychological tension. Will this be body horror, monster movie, sci-fi terror? My instinct says this could make you suspicious of everyone after watching it. Trust no one might become your new motto. Now, let's step into something even more twisted. At lucky number 7, we have Broken Bird. What a hauntingly beautiful title for what I suspect is a deeply unsettling film. The title suggests tragedy, fragility, something damaged beyond repair. When you give something a poetic name like this, it usually means the film has layers. Is this about a person who's broken, struggling with demons? Or is Bird literal, something supernatural, or a metaphor for freedom lost? What draws me to this title is the promise of psychological horror, the kind that gets under your skin through atmosphere and understanding a character's pain. Broken things can be dangerous. This is going to be a film that stays with you. Sometimes the quietest horrors scream the loudest in your mind. Halfway through and the terror is just getting started. At number 6, The Mortuary Assistant. For those who know, this is based on the absolutely terrifying video game. Working alone in a mortuary at night, preparing bodies, and discovering something supernatural is happening. That's the perfect setup for horror. What makes this concept effective is taking a real job that already makes people uncomfortable and adding a supernatural layer. Imagine being surrounded by death and realizing death might be staring back. The video game was praised for its atmosphere and genuine scares. If the movie captures that tension, we're in for a truly terrifying experience. My instinct says this adaptation is going to deliver serious scares. If they respect what made the game work, this could be one of February's scariest. Top 5 now. We're entering elite horror territory. At number 5, Cold Storage. This title is ice-cold perfection. What's been kept in cold storage? Why? And what happens when it's no longer contained? Cold storage in horror brings to mind biological threats, preserved specimens, things frozen that should stay frozen. Something dangerous has been locked away, kept dormant, until now. Is this a virus outbreak, a creature that thaws out, or secrets kept cold, bodies hidden away? The possibilities are genuinely exciting. What I love is the built-in tension. Cold storage implies containment, and in horror, containment never lasts. My gut tells me this is going to be high tension with serious scares. The cold storage concept is rich with terrifying possibilities. Top 4. These are the heavy hitters of horror this February.
Number 4 is Gale, Yellow Brick Road, and this concept is brilliantly twisted. Taking iconic Wizard of Oz imagery and turning it into horror, that's creative darkness. We all know the Yellow Brick Road, but what if that path led somewhere much darker? What if Dorothy discovered the road leads to nightmare, not a wizard? Twisted fairy tale horror is powerful. Taking something from childhood and revealing the darkness underneath, that's psychologically brilliant storytelling. The Yellow Brick Road is such a strong visual. Will it be corrupted, leading to horrors instead of hope? My instinct says this will be visually stunning and deeply unsettling. It takes something universally known and shows us the nightmare beneath. Bronze medal position. My conviction is strong on these final 3.
Taking bronze at number 3, The Dreadful. That title is pure atmosphere. Not scary, but dreadful. That deep, gnawing sense of something terrible approaching. This film has been incredibly secretive, which makes it more compelling. The marketing is focused on mood, on that creeping sense of unease. Dread is different from fear. Fear is immediate. Dread builds slowly, sits in your stomach and grows heavier with every moment. What creates this dread? A curse? A malevolent presence? The film's refusal to show its hand suggests confidence in the experience itself. My instinct is strong. This feels like atmospheric horror at its finest, slow burning, deeply unsettling, the kind that seeps into your bones. Silver medal. This next film is going to be massive. At number 2, The Strangers, Chapter 3. The franchise that traumatized a generation with Because You Were Home is back. You know what you're in for. Home invasion horror at its most ruthless. Masked killers with no clear motive. Horrifying randomness. What makes The Strangers effective is its simplicity. No supernatural elements, no elaborate backstory, just people with masks terrorizing victims. The masks are iconic. Pin-up girl, doll face, the man in the mask. Chapter 3 promises to expand the mythology while keeping that core terror. My gut says this will be intense, brutal, and absolutely terrifying. After watching, you'll check your locks multiple times before bed. And now, my number 1 prediction for February 2026. Taking the crown, Scream 7. Ghostface is back, and I'm convinced this will dominate February's horror scene. The Scream franchise is legendary. It respects horror fans, it's smart about genre conventions, and it's kept reinventing itself for decades. What sets Scream apart is how it operates on multiple levels. It's a slasher with real tension, but also commentary on horror cinema itself. Every film brings new rules, new meta-commentary, fresh mystery. Who's behind the mask? What's their motive? Ghostface is one of cinema's most iconic killers. Scream 7 isn't just another sequel, it's an event. This is the horror film of February. And there you have it, my top 10 most anticipated horror movies for February 2026. Did my instinct work? Will these films truly terrify us? Only time will tell. Drop your horror predictions in the comments. Thanks for watching BingeWise. Sleep with the lights on. See you next time.